What's up, everyone?
Dude. Yes. Oh gosh, it's a brain.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness, dude.
We are back with another video, a how-to. You ever wonder how to nymph? Do you? So today's your lucky day because I'm going to give you my best tips on how to tightline nymph, euro-nymph styles here on a small creek, and we're going to be catching all kinds of fish. So let's go. Okay guys, we're down here now. We're at Rock Creek. Gonna do a little nymphing for you. I'm gonna tell you my basic setup, show you what I'm doing, give you some main tips and pointers on how to do it, and hopefully you'll be able to catch some fish. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so today I'm using a 7-foot 4-weight fly rod. I know before y'all get on to me, y'all euro-nymphers out there like to use the 10-foot rods. I understand that, I know what it's used for, but for this purpose, I'm on a small stream. It's not really something that I need. So my nymph setup is, the top fly is a non-weighted stone fly. It's tied on fluorocarbon. Then the next fly is tied on the back hook of the top fly, and that's going to be a heavy weighted Prince nymph, and that's going to be what you call my point fly, which will sink down to the bottom and get down pretty quick with the system that I'm in. So I'm going to be doing some tightline nymphing, and y'all find out a little bit more as I get on the stream. So that's my setup, guys. So basic pointer, guys, when you're nymphing, you want to always stay in contact with your fly, whether you're using a Euro style or just traditional style. If you got a lot of line out on the water and it bunches up and you have a bunch of slack, is what I call it, it's going to take a lot. You're going to have your arm way out here before you can set the hook. Having constant contact with the fly will give you an immediate hook set to the corner of its mouth. And that's basically what euro-nymphing has done, is it's simplified it so you got a constant contact with the fly and you have an immediate hook set whenever that fish takes it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple different pointers that I like to do to remind me to keep constant contact and always have your slack off the water. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show y'all is just how it looks when you're using the style that I use, which is basically tightline nymphing but without an indicator. I'm actually using my fly line as the indicator. You can see the end of my fly line as it goes through the current, and there's no the current isn't really being, I'm not really pulling it through the current. The current isn't really making it bunch up. I'm keeping my rod tip high, and I'm having a small, you can see a small curl. Now when a fish takes it, you'll see that curl will straighten out or it'll stop, and more than likely you've either hit the bottom or it's a fish and you need to set the hook. And you'll see that right here. I actually catch a pretty good fish, but you can see the line has a curl. I have it up off the water, and right here you'll see that the line straightens out and I set the hook right there. And it's a really nice fish. So the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is always be aware of a fish. So what I mean by that is you want to always expect there to be a fish in the current that you're in, because you never really know where the fish are going to be. You see a spot that might look good, but you really are not sure, and then when you step in the hole, you see the fish scurry off and you know it's over. So right here you saw I was fishing the current right before I stepped in that spot. I wanted to fish over there where that rock is, but before I did, I started fishing right there where the current was closest to me. closest to the bank. And then I step over, and now I'm fishing over there towards that rock, fishing the next current over. And I know that there's going to be a fish, I feel like, near that rock, either behind it or in front of it. So you'll see here that I hit all spots that I possibly think of. And before I move up again, I fish in front of me. So before you move to the next spot, you always fish up ahead of you and then across. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize about this angle. It's really bad, and I know that tree limb's in the way, but I'm actually going to be out of frame. But that's because it goes back to what I was just saying, is that you never know where a fish is going to be, so you're going to have to fish where you want to be at. And right there was a fish right at the edge of that current. I actually wanted to be standing in that spot, but if I had, that fish would have been scared off. And then you see me kind of take a step closer and fish just a little bit further into that current, and I'll actually catch another fish on the very next drift. But I'm using the same exact tactics I've been using the whole time. I'm throwing up, letting my line have a small curl in it by keeping my rod tip up high. I'm leading my fly, which basically means I'm keeping my rod tip behind my nymphs in the current. I'm not actually pulling them, I'm just behind the nymphs, so I can see when a fish takes it, that line's going to straighten out, and you can see right here in the very next one, boom, my line tightens and I set the hook. It's really simple, guys, once you get the hang of it. It's just learning that tactic and getting used to leading your fly without actually causing a drift or a drag in the fly. Okay guys, hope that helps. If you like videos like this, leave a like in the box below, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and we'll be at you with some more how-to videos. But until then, I'm C. Cuff. This